This month on That Lego Show, digital design, thinking like a geek, and my different username.
It's time for That Lego Show with your host, SykoYoda.
Hello, hello! Welcome to the show, That Lego Show. I'm your host, SykoYoda, and we're here today to talk about more stuff related to Lego. We are going to venture a little bit away from that today, but I first want to start off by something that made an appearance in the 10,000 subscriber special. I wanted to create something that you could, no matter what, be able to copy and create at home on your own. I wanted to make sure that there was a way that you knew what pieces were used, etc. And that's when I finally downloaded and used the Lego Digital Designer for the first time. I want to go ahead and show you where that is and how you can get hold of it on your own. So let's go ahead and jump over to lego.com, and as you'll see at the top of here, and I'll also put on the screen, at lego.com/create and share, you can also click on a create and share tab that will get you there. At the very bottom there's a Lego Digital Designer and it says see more. Currently on my page it's showing a whale and also some kind of flying horse thing. It looks like it has a dragon head. It's very interesting. That's all I can say about that. You click on it where it says see more and it brings you into the Digital Designer itself. Now that you can also define at lego.com/default.aspx. I think you can also get it directly by hitting in lego.com/LDD if I remember correctly. But then you can just go in and download it, and the current version is 4.3. This particular software does have some bugs in it, but it works very, very well. And the fact that it is free to use and you can get it from a source that you don't have to worry about getting viruses or other things from, I think it's worth picking up and playing around with. Now, as I've said many a times, I'm not a fan of using this kind of a thing. I'm not software. When it comes to Lego, I like to build everything on the fly. But I do think this is a good tool, and it's not to say that I won't ever use it, especially if I want to find out how to create something that I know I don't have the pieces for, and I want to order a specific amount of them. Instead of trying to mock it up without the pieces that I need, I could go in here, create the whole thing with the pieces that I need, know exactly how many I need to order of that, come over to lego.com or some other website. There's more information on that stuff in last month's episode, and purchase or order the pieces specifically that I don't have to finish it off. So this might come in handy for me specifically down the road, as some of the things you guys have requested from me have been very difficult for me to figure out how to build, just simply because of the lack of pieces in certain things, specifically like rounded pieces and stuff like that. I'm getting quite a few wedge pieces in different colors and stuff like that, but we will definitely be using this in the future. So here is a look at the Digital Designer itself. This is the main page as you open it up here, and you can click or select different things. So I'm going to go ahead and go on the Pokeball here. This is one of the things that came from my 10K sub special, so those that watch the video will be familiar with it. As you can see, you can move around everything within here and get a good visualization on what you're creating. There's tons and tons of different tools that you can learn how to use, but I'm not going to go into it too much. I just want to show you some of the versatility by clicking on the hinge tool, and then you'll click on this item and you're going to see a rotating thing come up. You can click on either the top or the bottom of the segment, and then you can come over to the wheel on the left hand side and rotate it by left clicking on it and rotating it around in which direction you want. So you want to give a open pose to see the item where you would be displaying it or what have you. You can do that. If you want to adjust rotation just simply for your creation itself, it is also there. They also have a flex button. They have a color button. They have a whole bunch of different things that allow you to change the location and the view. Along with that, if you look over on the left-hand side, they have pretty much every piece ever made. The exception to this would be early on pieces made like late 80s, early 70s, when they changed a lot of how they did their production and how the pieces actually looked. That stuff is not in here, but any modern quote-unquote Lego is going to be found in here. I haven't come across any situation where I have a piece of Lego or an item that I wasn't able to find in here. Now, that being said, I haven't spent a lot of time on here, so there may still be some stuff that I haven't personally seen or figured out. Along with that, not figuring stuff out, I don't quite understand some of the categories and how they decide what goes in what category. But after spending a little bit of time on here just to create the items I did for the 10K special, I was very quickly coming familiar with where things would be and how to get to them quicker. We'll just do a very simple example here. Blocks are all obviously in the block, right? Well, I didn't expect to see some of the sticker or printed pieces in there as well. And then the flats. The flats also have the smooth tiles in them. That's something else that I wasn't ready to see in there, but now that I do know that they're in there, I can quickly go and find them, no problem whatsoever. Very useful tool, very fun thing to use. I think that if I had made the window the right size there, you'd probably see a little bit more on the left. I think that you could have a lot of fun in here. If you're a person that loves the idea of playing with Lego, but you don't have the space for it, you don't have the money to go out and purchase Lego in a large amount like myself, go download this. It's free. You can go download it directly from Lego.com and have a fun time creating your own Lego creations. Go ahead and take a screenshot of what you're doing while you're at it. Hit the print screen button, going over to MS Paint, make yourself an actual JPEG, and share it with me on Twitter. I love to see that kind of stuff. Would love to see what you guys come up with. You can find me on Twitter at SykoYoda, SykoYoda. Something else I wanted to show you guys has to do with Lego. Kinda. It is related to Lego in the sense that it can be functionally used with Lego. And a lot of people have an issue with that, call themselves purists in a sense. I'm also one of those. I know that when my son was getting a lot of Mega Block stuff for Christmas and birthdays and stuff, I decided to keep those separated on purpose from the Lego. I told him that he could play with them together, but when they were being put away, Mega Blocks had to stay with him in his room, and I would keep the Legos separated. That doesn't mean that there isn't things that can be utilized with Lego, and there is one place in particular I wanted to go to show you a few things. It has to do with a certain cup you may have seen. This was a present given to me by Water Bear for Christmas last year, and it's made an appearance or two. You guys see it in the opening segment for that Lego show here. This is actually a brick-on-brick mug. It is not a Lego affiliated item. It does not have the registered trademark included with Lego, but it does work with Lego. As you can see, all the other bricks that are on here, or blocks as I like to call them, are Legos. I made kind of a water tower thing, and that's the concept or the idea. Something that could be lacking or missing with Lego, sometimes you can find it somewhere else. Let's go ahead and head over to thinkgeek.com, and I want you to type in the search brick, just brick, and then hit the search button. And what you're going to see come up is a whole a whole bunch of things related to Lego, some of which actually is included from Lego. But I want to focus specifically on the Build-A-Brick mug or things like that. As you can see, the Build-A-Brick mug is available for $20 on here, and it gives you the access and ability to create different kinds of things with your Lego. If you click on it specifically, it will bring you into another area where you can look at some actual creations made by other people. I think some of this was actually set up by ThinkGeek themselves, but I do know that there is more stuff available on here for you to see. They used to have some pictures. Here it is over here, customer action shots that you could check out what other people did. But there's other things on here that may be lacking in Lego, or maybe impossible to find in your Lego collection. Two of those things that I thought were kind of cool was the gold and silver bricks here. Now, there are some gold plating and some silver plating in Lego, but they are very few and far between. And although you can custom order some of that stuff, it may be fairly spendy. It may be hard to get a hold of. Here's another option for some standard 2x8 bricks in Lego, gold and silver. They also have other things like socks, a charm bead, a building brick mini cake pan. Just some cool different things. There's a book, I think, that shows you how to create some different Lego creations. There's some coaster sets. But the one I wanted to share specifically is one that I personally intend on purchasing or asking for a birthday or Christmas present, and that is the light switch plate. Now imagine, if you will, you have one of these set up in your kid's room, and you could leave messages for them, you could put in little scenery pieces for them, what have you, day to day, kind of change things up. Along with that, just the functionality of it. If I ever get to the point where I have a dedicated room for Lego specifically, how cool would it be to have these on the light switches in the room? I mean, it'd make it that much more complete. So the fact that you cannot actually get that from Lego right now is not that big of a deal. Maybe they will have one that they personally release later on down the road, maybe not. As it sits now, you can pick this up and still attach Legos to it and get yourself a little bit more out of it, a little bit more creativity. There's also things available like the iPhone case that has Legos that can be accessed to that, but yet again, it's not actually Lego registered trademark. It is just set up as the keyword brick. Now, this is something that I think is very important to remember for future purchases, for future Christmases or birthdays, for those specific people in your life that want to have things related to Lego. Sometimes trying different words might work out and give you more favorable results in your search. So the next time you go over to Amazon or the next time you go over to ThinkGeek, try typing in brick and see what else comes up in the toy categories that can be related or used with Legos. That brings me to the final segment of the day, where I like to talk about somebody who I find personally inspiring, who gives me ideas or makes me more creative. This person in particular has had a lot of correspondence. I have had a lot of correspondence with back and forth on Twitter, even a little bit on YouTube, and he's just an all-around really cool guy. Young guy. I think he's in college. I don't know that for sure. I do know he's going to be done with school shortly. As he said, he's going to start releasing some new videos. But my different username, there are definitely other Lego gun creators out there. But what's something different about my different username, what he brings that other people don't? One, some of his videos have ridiculous amounts of editing and really cool special effects. Here's a very brief look at DayZ standalone Lego OG, and he did a really cool video with that there, where he's doing a live action thing. He's got other people involved in it as well. He's making it look like he's out actually playing the game. Very fun thing. I strongly recommend and suggest seeing that video specifically. But he knows a lot of information about firearms, and it is immediately obvious to you because of the knowledge that he has. He actually has a passion for this. Now, if you're a person that shies away from firearms or guns or what have you, I would say do not bother checking him out. I don't have a problem with anybody who does not agree with the ownership of firearms or not. I personally do have an interest in them, and I like the history of them or the mechanics of them. There are a lot of things that I personally find interesting about them, and that's part of the beautiful aspects of My Different Username. When he goes to describe a gun, even if it's from a video game like Call of Duty or Battlefield or something like that, if it's based off of an actual design or a real firearm, he will tell you information about it. He can tell you what it was chambered in. He can tell you what kind of stuff came with it, stock. He can tell you what kind of stuff that was regularly seen on a battle-ready rifle, etc. Things that you just don't get necessarily from those other Lego gun creators, the knowledge that comes behind it all. youtube.com/mydifferentusername, all one word, all lowercase. He's also on Twitter under the same name. Pretty cool guy, very approachable, and I am happy to see him in the community, and I appreciate feedback and stuff that he gives me personally. So check him out. He's cool. As usual, guys, every month I put all of the stuff that I've talked about down in the description and links. So if you would like to know more about any of these things or any of these, or more about My Different Username, go down there, click on the links, go over, say hello, whatever you want to do to get yourself more creativity, more into the world of Lego. That's what I'm here for. I'd also like to know if there's anything you would like to know more about for future episodes of that Lego show. Put those things down in the comments section, and I will do my best to cover them. As usual, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget that like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next month for another That Lego Show, where we discuss all things Lego. Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. SykoYoda back here with another one of those shows about Lego. That Lego show, in fact, and today we've got some great stuff to cover for you, along with my cell phone going off and ruining my recordings.